Pretty Woman. Here it is right in front of us from the movie Pretty Woman, the Beverly Wilshire Hotel where Vivian and Edward fall in love. Richard Gere, Julia Roberts. And you're all invited to go here. I would call this maybe second best to the Beverly Hills Hotel. Welcome to downtown Beverly Hills. This is Wilshire Boulevard. And yeah, what do we got here? A Lamborghini and a Ferrari coming up on the left. Oh wow, two Ferraris. Or is that a McLaren? Yep, McLaren, Ferrari, McLaren, and Lamborghini. There you go, okay? Fast cars and movie stars. And there's another Ferrari at the light. He got cut off. They're waiting for him. See, they were holding back for him. Winona Ryder, the movie star, was arrested and convicted for grand theft, larceny, for shoplifting at Saks Fifth Avenue department store. See it right there with the palm trees? And farther out on Wilshire Boulevard is the Beverly Hilton Hotel where Whitney Houston mysteriously died. We won't get into that. But, you know, same story as Michael Jackson, basically. And here's Camden Drive, like Camden in London, of course, is all rock and roll. But over here, it's high class. This is Mr. Chow's Celebrity Restaurant on the right, and definitely try to, if you're around here, the Rodeo Drive, come by here. A lot of celebrities come to this restaurant almost on an every night basis. And then here's Hosea Bear on the right. He's the hairdresser to the movie stars right there, like Vidal Sassoon, Max Factor. And believe it or not, we find a lot of celebrities at these little sidewalk cafes here because there's no food or beverage on Rodeo Drive. So I'm serious, when you get to these, it looks like they're all closed. These little coffee shops and stuff during the day. A lot of celebrities sit over here. No one notices them. Have coffee. But I guess they're closed because it's Sunday. They were open this morning. And then this Villa Blanca up here on the left was a big-time celebrity restaurant, but it's been closed since COVID. That used to be on TV all the time. Anyone seen it before, Villa Blanca?
Lisa Vanderpump.
Thank you, Lisa Vanderpump. Good job. That's her store. It was a restaurant.
We went to Sir for dinner last night.
Yeah, we went to Sir.
You went to Sir? Good for you guys. Sir is on my night tour. You know, the night tour is different. This is still the day tour, but I'm glad you guys went by, Sir. You saw she closed Pomp.
Yeah.
That one just closed a few weeks ago, but this one used to be, I think, her most popular.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah, it was. We saw Jennifer Lawrence here before, Best Actress of the Year from Kentucky. Yeah. She was there. Yeah, you know, but that's been closed for years, since COVID, really. Never reopened. Yeah. Lisa still got the Pump in Vegas. Yeah, I just was over there, you know, went over there recently. I forget which hotel casino, maybe Caesar's Palace.
The food was absolutely beautiful.
Was it? Yeah.
Really, really good. Like, amazing. And it wasn't really that expensive either.
Yeah.
For what you get. Like,
I know. You know, for a Big Mac, what do they get? $6 or $7?
Yeah.
It's a piece of bread.
Yeah.
With some Thousand Island sauce on it. Yeah, really. You'd be surprised. Some of these places are not that expensive.
Yeah, they're not what you think they're
Yeah.
going to be. Some of them.
Yeah, I mean some. Anyway, so there you go. Yeah. If you're not familiar, Lisa Vanderpump's a big TV star, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And her husband is Ken, yeah? Yeah, and they drive a big white Rolls Royce, and they also drive a black SUV, or maybe it's a G-Wagon, white Rolls. But they're celebrities, reality stars, and they can be found up here in West Hollywood. So what time did you go to Pump?
7:15.
Did you see all the pubs going on?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
we
yeah.
Came here too, yeah.
Let me tell you something, everybody. We're cruising down Santa Monica Boulevard, you know, Federal Highway, Route 66 across America. Here, on the left, another Beverly Hills sign. This is called Beverly Gardens Park, right there on the left. That's a real famous sign and location. It used to be a pond. You know, I told you about the water here. Then it was a fountain. Now they made it into a park. And then coming up here next on the right, is the old town hall from Beverly Hills. Up on the top, on the right there, that crown is finished with 14 karat gold, and it's in all the Beverly Hills top movies starring Eddie Murphy, right here on the right. And then next comes the home of Lindsay Lohan, right up here on the right. This is where she lives, from Long Island, New York. It's the Beverly Hills Police Department in jail. Hey, is Lindsay home? Woo! Now, to be fair, you know who also have lived here? Mike Tyson, Zsa Zsa Gabor, Charlie Sheen, Winona Ryder, many others. I'm leaving out a bunch of them. Oh, the Menendez brothers. Remember the Menendez brothers? They murdered their parents up here on Elm Drive, 722 Elm. We go by there. You know what the family that owns the house? It looks just the same. You know, most people, like, you know the Charles Manson murder site? The family that bought the house tore it down and made it look, you know, of course, totally different. But the Menendez house almost looks exactly the same as it did in 81. You know, like they don't care if people say that's the house. Here, it's up here on Elm Drive, Menendez brothers, to the left. Charles Manson is up on Cielo Drive, way out in the hills. We'll be in the hills shortly, but it'll be in Hollywood Hills. This is Route 66 across America, Santa Monica Boulevard. But you see the abundance of green space, yes? It's called underutilization of real estate. But in a way it's not, because the prices are so high because of the absence of any supply. So I would call it, you know, efficient utilization, not under. Okay, now tonight, Sunday night, is the best night for the street parties up here on the pubs in West Hollywood, okay? I mean, really, to witness what you will witness if you come here to party tonight for free, you would probably have to pay a couple $100 to see in Las Vegas as a cover charge, okay? So this is where the action is on Sunday night. It's coming right up. Now we're leaving Beverly Hills. There's Doheny name, Doheny Drive. Goodbye. Now we're in West Hollywood. There's the Troubadour Rock and Roll Club on the left from the movie Rocket Man. That is where Elton John got famous. Okay? And so did the Eagles and Rod Stewart and a bunch of others. It's almost as famous as the Whiskey A Go-Go. But now, Under the Rainbow Lights will be lit up later tonight. Here at Robertson and Santa Monica is where the action is. It's too early, you know, it's not even dark yet, so don't expect too much now. But you can see it says like night work delays up here. That night work is by the people partying, okay? It's not really work. But it's an amazing culture and experience. You got tabletop dancers, male and female. You got costumes, you got makeup, and it's all for free. They're just expressionists or, you know, exhibitionists. They don't, you know, it's not structured. It's spontaneous. It's just spontaneous. People just show up and they just start dancing and partying. And I think of all the places, this is the place to be tonight. That's my opinion. You know, because it really, Sunday night is the best. So let's just take a little, maybe you'll get the vibe. It's too early maybe. There's the Pump restaurant right there. It used to be on the right. It says cocktail lunch bar. There's the Abbey, the Chapel. That place is always hot. The Sur is right down next to it. But here's, you know, kind of where the action is tonight. Here's Tom Tom on the right. You know about this one? Lisa Vanderpump has this one too. Right here on the right.
What's this one? Well, Tom Tom. Oh, that's, she has a top.
Okay, so it's a little slow right now, but wait till after dark, okay? Come back in a couple hours, preferably 4 or 5. And you know, the rest of West Hollywood here kind of tapers off. All that action only lasts for a couple blocks. It's very centralized. See, this West Hollywood, let me tell you something. It's very progressive here. If you know about like Haight-Ashbury in San Francisco, you're from San Francisco, yeah, okay, she knows. You know, like during the Vietnam War, like Haight-Ashbury, San Francisco was very prominent in stop the war. You know, that's it, stop the war. And then later, and this neighborhood was the same. This kind of is maybe like Haight-Ashbury in San Francisco. But I wouldn't know because I've never lived in San Francisco, but you know, I got an idea. But like legal marijuana, California was the first state to legalize marijuana. And it was mostly because of West Hollywood and San Francisco, okay? And then you can even go to the EPA, you know, about carbon emissions. Believe it or not, before Washington, D.C. usually does anything, carbon emissions, guess what? First, it comes up in West Hollywood and San Francisco. And then eventually it makes it to Washington, okay? Same thing with same-sex marriage. You know, it starts here, San Francisco and West Hollywood, and then now it's law in all 50 states, you know. So, I mean, this is, I don't like to get into politics too much, but I mean, this is a very progressive place. Freedom, you know, and all that. So, West Hollywood is kind of special. Even Beverly Hills is special, but even so is West Hollywood. It's at the opposite end of the spectrum. Beverly Hills is ultra conservative, but of course West Hollywood is ultra progressive. But they're neighbors. And actually, West Hollywood is the nicest place in Hollywood. Don't East Hollywood, forget about it. Hollywood, where we started, forget about it. It's the west section that's the best, you know, real estate and stuff. Except for the hills. Now, in the hills, up in the Hollywood Hills, that's different because all along the hills is all expensive, high-dollar real estate. But if you analyze Hollywood real estate, East Hollywood cheap, Hollywood medium, West Hollywood expensive. Oh, there's the robots right there, the food robots. See it right here trying to cross? There it is right there, the robo delivery. Yeah. Finally saw a couple. Now, Marilyn Monroe, Norma Jean Mortensen, once lived over here on the left at the Chateau Frontenac, okay? I'll show it to you. It's called a bungalow, which is like a small mansion. There. Now, shortly after she lived here, she was found dead at 5th and Helena in Brentwood. She was only 36 years old. It was November 2nd. August 2nd, 1962. Found dead. Her death remains a mystery. Okay? But that's where she used to live. Now, when I say a mystery, it's because the official version, like Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, Marilyn Monroe, is like accidental drug overdose. But Marilyn Monroe's had nothing to do with double indemnity life insurance. It had to do with politics, okay? And I don't want to get too much into politics, but does anybody know who is Robert Kennedy Jr.?
Yes.
Okay. He's been very outspoken about his father, the Attorney General of the United States, was murdered by the U.S. government called the CIA, the Central Intelligence Agency. He says, my father, the Attorney General, he wasn't the Attorney General, he was murdered at the LA Ambassador Hotel up here, running for president, and he was killed, murdered. And his uncle, former President John Kennedy, also was murdered in Dealey Plaza in Dallas just 3 years before that. And then within 2 more years, Marilyn Monroe also died. So within a period of about 6 years, that triangle, some people call it a love triangle, they were all gone, tragic deaths. And he has openly said they were all murdered by the CIA. And while we're at it, throw in the civil rights leader, Martin Luther King. They were all murdered by our own country. Okay? And he's been very unpopular about it. But I only mention it not to get into politics, but because we've been talking about this subject for years on the Crime Scene Tour. There's almost a consensus that those 3, people did not. The full story is never, lone gunman Lee Harvey Oswald. Then Lee Harvey Oswald's killed by a lone gunman called Jack Ruby. And, and then you go on to Sirhan, who lone gunman killed the Attorney General. So I mean, it's always these lone gunmen, sharpshooters, they don't miss, untrained, I mean, come on. We'll see what happens. But I only mention it because Marilyn Monroe had become the most powerful woman in American history. And she was an orphan. It's a hard knock life. No brothers, no sisters, no parents, no children. And she made it all the way up to the capital of Washington, D.C. All the way to the president's office, okay? While he was married with children. She was very, very powerful. And she had to go. For national security, of course. But anyway, I'll just leave it there. But I just want to share it to you because I was surprised when Kennedy Jr., made it public record in part of his campaign. A lot of people said, that's it, your career in politics is over. But that's what always happens. If you speak the truth, he'll probably be murdered himself. We'll see. You saw there was a gunman here in LA taken into custody last night. Didn't you see it? Did you hear about it? Posing as one of his security detail with 2 revolvers loaded and said, take me, I'm part of the entourage, take me to Robert Kennedy, and had a fake U.S. Marshal's badge. Did you know about that? It just happened. Maybe the night before. He was right here in LA. And someone with fake credentials and a badge and 2 loaded revolvers said, I'm part of the entourage, and had security taken. But one of the security officers said, wait here a minute, and they got the police. He was suspicious. And the police arrested him. He's been charged already. Anyway, we're making it back here to Hollywood. So these are just things, here in America, you might read about soon. So I thought I'd just throw them in the tour while we're at it. And since we're on crime scenes a little bit, how about some fictional crime scenes? Okay, 2 horror movies. Halloween. Anyone seen it with Jamie Lee Curtis?
Yep.
She played Laurie Strode. This is the house from the movie The Exterior, right here, the remote location used in the middle with the American flag. And this one on the right with the white picket fence. 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. This one's The Nightmare on Elm Street, right there on the right. Whatever you do, don't fall asleep. Okay, now here's a good one for you. Larry Ellison. Everybody know the billionaire from Oracle? Huh? And SpaceX? Or no, Virgin Galactic, Space Explorer. Larry Ellison. Oracle. the cloud, all your data he's got stored. You waived your privacy when you check that box on your computer. Everything you upload, he stores, like Google. Well, him and Elon Musk and Richard Branson from SpaceX, they got it going on up here, and the biggest mansion probably in the state of California is being built right up there. You see the foundation? Oh yeah, a lot of people talking about it right up here on the left. That's Ellison's and Musk and Branson's. Yeah, that's the highest point here in Hollywood Hills. Right? And they bought it from the billionaire Steven Spielberg, so he's probably in on it too. There it is. Someday soon you'll read more about it. Look how these are huge mansions along here. You see them? They're huge. Look at the size of that. It consumes about 6 or 8 of the other mansions. Oh yeah. Anyway, you know, my tour, I try to make it current, 2023. We do a lot of old history on the tour, but that's Larry Ellison's only had that place about a year, and he's gotten that far with it. He's already poured the foundation. He tore Steven Spielberg's mansion down after he bought it. He didn't want it. He wanted that point up on the top. Okay, so we're actually rolling east now on Hollywood Boulevard, but before we get back, we're going to take a little detour up into the hills, okay? And this way we can see the Hollywood sign and, you know, a lot of other cool things. But I'm projecting we only have about 15 minutes left in the tour. And you're probably sorry to hear that. It's such a great tour, interesting. But yep, yeah, we're just rolling along. Like I said, I've been driving the tour a long time. And, I have a nice route that avoids most traffic and stuff. And, you know, I think it's optimized, I guess. Some people have different priorities, so I like to make a little bit of everything. Now, Sonny and Cher used to live here at these apartments. But of course, Sonny passed away. Cher is alive and well. She went to Hollywood High School. I believe she's alive and well. Bob Barker just died. Anybody remember Bob Barker? Later I'll show you maybe the house where he used to live. He died finally at 99 years old. I say finally because for like the last 10 years, every time I drove by his house, someone would say, I thought he was dead. And I'd say, no, he's not. And they'd say, I think he is. So we'd actually look it up on Google, and I was always right until a few weeks ago. But fortunately, I heard it before I drove the tour by his house. So I said I can no longer say this. He is now dead. Bob Barker. Anyone heard of Bob Barker?
Yeah,
From The Price is Right? Yeah, he was like a legend. He hosted the show for like 50